Hello everybody, how's everybody doing today? I'm doing all right. Woke up with a pulse and it's Tuesday. It's a beautiful sunny day. Tried to snow for about 5 minutes, but I wasn't out walking in the driveway today. Went to that chiropractor. Oh Jesus, it's all swollen up through here. Starting to get the tingles. Got to go for an x-ray and stuff tomorrow. Yeah, I'm starting to get the tingles in my hands and stuff like that, so might have a little mild concussion from whacking my head. Keep getting a headache and stuff. So anyway, cheers, dears. So for anybody just stopping by for the first time, welcome to the crazy. We have a good time here. When I'm wrong, I admit it. When you point something out, I'll go and research that, and then I'll come back and tell you what I found. Just saying. So if you're new here, thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Give us a subscribe. I mean, you're already here. You're looking at your phone. It just takes this much. Doesn't cost a thing. And you're doing more of this anyway. This is just, right? And all my hangers on, welcome back. And thanks for hanging on because I need you folks. I really do. Now today, we're going to talk about the Secretary of Transportation. Some new stuff is coming out. But did you know that the Secretary of Transportation comes from the part of Wisconsin that doesn't have any public transportation? It doesn't. He's probably never even ridden on a city bus before or a New York subway. Pretty sure. But what does he know about infrastructure? Well, at least the last Secretary of Transportation was a mayor. And he had some idea about getting roads built, public safety, budgets, and yes, transportation. He revamped the whole transportation system in Indiana, where he was the mayor. Did you ever serve your country? Pete did. Can you speak any other language except MAGA? Pete speaks 7 languages. Some say 9. I'm not sure. But he speaks a lot more languages. Have you ever dealt with an emergency? Oh, wait. You were pushed into an emergency on your very first day. But you know, just before you were confirmed, Elon Muscolini there went and got rid of most of the FAA safety people. So regulations, who needs regulations, right? Pfft, exactly. And what's her face at the briefing at the White House today? That's what she was saying. We've gotten rid of more regulations. It's not something to brag about, honey, just saying. But yeah, your first week on the job with all those FAA safety folks fired by Musk, there were 2 fatal plane crashes. Day 1, the in Washington, there was 67 dead, and then there was that medevac. 7 people died in that, and now planes are dropping out of the sky. Elon is telling Duffy to fire more ATCs. So him and Sean had it out in one of their little meetings at the White House. I'm just saying that, Sean, you might be a nice guy, but you're way out of your beck and depth. ATCs right now are overworked and grossly underpaid. They're working 10, 12, 14-hour shifts to cover positions that are gone. And I was going to say covering sick leave, but nobody can have sick leave right now because there isn't enough people to run those ATC positions and the tower controllers. So those tower controllers control final approach. Landing. They control the taxiways, parking ramps, takeoffs, all manners of emergencies that happen, anything, debris out on the runways and stuff. Those guys find it and clear it before that aircraft comes down and kills somebody. So, airport fire services. And you, Sean Duffy, former congressman in 2019, you left Congress to go join and be a host at Fox. What is with all these friggin' people on Fox, all these pretty boys. But you voted to get rid of FAA funding. How does it feel now that you're in FAA? How does that feel? You voted to get rid of FAA Air Safety Board. You voted against Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development, the HR 267 bill. You voted to cut funding to the FAA and their agencies, and that gets people killed, Sean. That legislation funds not only airport facilities, equipment, it also provides more research, engineering, and keeps equipment up to date. You know, like their little scopes that they look at? Yeah. Modernizing towers that are in very bad need of repair. And above all, air traffic controllers and tower controllers that need to be alert and not overworked, doing 2 or 3 more positions in the landing sequence because there is nobody to hand off that next stage to. But he gets the initial thing. He does his thing. He hands the strip to the next one. And then he does his thing. And then it gets handed down all the way down. Now, I know you were only on the job one hunkin' day when American Eagle Flight 5342 and a U.S. Army helicopter, Black Hawk helicopter, crashed in midair. And you, and it's not, I'm not saying this is on you. It's not on the Secretary of Transportation. But what is you let that poor, sorry excuse for a president to get to that briefing room like 10 minutes after it happened, to the White House briefing room, and say that crash was because of DEI. You chicken shit. You spread fear, and you let him spread fear and hate even before you knew what was going on. You are just as culpable for not stepping up and correcting that shit when it poured out of his ass lips. You picked his conspiracy theory over the investigation, and you wouldn't stand up for your newly appointed responsibilities. You didn't stick up for either the ATCs, the tower controllers, or those pilots that are no longer with us of the airplane or the Black Hawk helicopter. DEI my arse. Now the Mango Moose Knuckle said to Elon that he wants to put MIT grads into the positions of air traffic controllers because they're geniuses. Really, they might not have the aptitude for landing fucking airplanes. Just saying. Might be good at video games. I mean, sweet Jesus. You see what Elon's crew is doing to every department in the government? Oops, we defunded Ebola. Oh, maybe we should hire them back. Nobody wants Ebola, right? Or how about letting them baby hackers into your personal information? Your social security number, medical files, tax information, bank info, Medicare, Medicaid information, what surgery you had, what medications you're on. All that stuff's on a thumb drive now, in my opinion. That's belonged to Big Balls 6914. How does that feel? Does that make you feel any safer? And if that isn't enough, Sean Duffy has absolutely no experience whatsoever to be doing any part of his job of Secretary of Transportation. Like, one of his big things that he did was he played dress up and got hammered a lot on the MTV show called The Real World. What part of that was real? But he too, not just Big Balls, but old Sean Duffy had a call sign too. Ass Rocket. That was his call sign. That's what they called him on the show. Ass Rocket. I suggest that will suffice for his experience in aviation. Just saying. Now, from the Independent, yesterday, Trump was asked about the increased number of plane crashes during his administration so far. And this was while they were on final approach on Air Force One, standing up. It was just a couple hours after a plane went down near a retirement village in Pennsylvania that sent 5 people to the hospital. Thank God there was no fatalities. He was asked if his transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, had legitimate concerns after his department was gutted, including the 400 FAA workers who were laid off. And the Mango Moose Knuckle claimed that all recent crashes had nothing to do with his department. that was just a small plane, and that would have happened whether he had a big department or a small department. Yeah, that's what he said. As you understand, it's just they have these spates like this, you know? They have times when things happen a little bit more often than normal, and then it goes back to, you know, you go back many years without having any problems. Now, a lot of these plane crashes are pilot error. But I think there's going to be a lot more because there's going to be a lot overworked, overtired friggin' ATCs that are going to miss something. Safety regulations have been pulled back. People are going to start to not be here anymore. The National Transportation Safety Board said there are an average of about 20 plane crashes a month. But this year's crashes have been the deadliest since Trump was president in season 1. So it's not the number of plane crashes, fatal or otherwise. It's Trump getting out there and pointing the finger because it's the others. It's the black people. It's the brown people. It's the LGBTQ people. It's women. Yeah, women are included in that. Both Republican and Democrat, I'm thinking. But yeah, it's when he comes out and blames those people. Not for the number of crashes, but it couldn't possibly be a white pilot, a white male pilot, a white straight male pilot. Oh no. It had to be, anytime something like that happens, they have to be black, brown, LGBT, or a female. And heaven forbid she happens to be a black female. And there are a lot of them in the United States Army flying helicopters and planes because they're good at it. That's why. So anyway, that's my rant for today. I'm going back to my gummies, my tea. And oh man, it hurts to move. So anyway, you guys take care of you and take care of you first. So you can be on guard and elbows up to both of us. So cheers, dears. Take care of all of you. I love y'all. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care.